Hey guys, it's been a while, and I bought another car. Um, Black truck is gone. Sold it to a guy for what I paid for it, 250 bucks. But I pulled a bunch of parts off of it, and well, surprisingly, the guy I sold to a guy, he said he was gonna crush it, and then he said, "Hey, you know what? No, I'm gonna turn this into a plow truck because he's got a bunch of parts and stuff." And he says he's got an intake and stuff. He's gonna put a carb on it, all that stuff, and turn it into a plow truck. Yeah, you see, here's the Studebaker. Studebaker runs good, and sort of dailying this a little bit. I drove it to work a couple times. Yellow trucks kind of let me down. Really, it just keeps flooding out, and just carburetor's messed up, but also the engine's just plain worn out. And then trying to start, and then the coil went out because at one point the starter went out, and I had to get a new starter. Now the coil's out, and now it doesn't run. So I just need a new daily driver. That Studebaker, I can't really daily this thing right now. So last week, and I was thinking, you know what? I need something actually nice. I need something four-wheel drive. I need something that'll, reliably somewhat get me from point A to point B. Well, I remember my Suburban sort of met most of those, except it wasn't four-wheel drive. And I sold it. I wish I didn't sold it, so bought another one. This is a 98 Suburban. I was actually looking for at first I was looking for an older one because I like the interior of the older ones. But then I started to think, you know what, this has airbags and like all the shit, but this thing's actually like shiny. This thing actually has like good paint. Look at this side of the truck. It is like not a speck of rust. I paid $900 for this thing, and it's four-wheel drive. Manually shifted transfer case. Friggin' wind-up windows. Yeah, you can see all my shit. Good interior. And it's just, transmission shifts good, engine runs good. 900 bucks. Look. Sure, the door handle's broken, and that one is, but there's like the door, the bushings in the door, they're fine. The door closes fine. It's got some issues though, and I'll get into that. Part of the reason I bought it so cheap is because I had a blown brake line. And I haven't fixed that yet. Brakes are still surprisingly good, but yeah, I do need to fix that. I got a new brake line. Underneath is actually really, really nice though. It's not really that rusty. It blew. It just started leaking like right around the fitting where it goes into the brake hose. That's where it just started leaking. Didn't even blow out anywhere else. And the brake line's mostly intact. So I'm just gonna crimp. Just gonna start. Most of it's like really nice. So I'm just gonna cut it and flare it, and just make a patch on that instead of replacing the whole line like I've done in the past. Because all of it looks good. Gas tank's not rotted out. Another thing it needs is tires. I don't think those are really gonna last much longer. Though I did drive friggin' like 300 miles home, like from like in Iowa, drove like 4 hours home. Did fine. I had to add transmission fluid to it and a couple other things. It was a quart low on oil too, but I actually had like 5 quarts of trans fluid. It was kind of shifting crappy when I was first messing with it, but it wasn't shifting that bad. It felt like I had all the gears in. Checked the fluid, it was low. Actually, it didn't even register on the dipstick, and I was surprised it was shifting so good. So I put some fluid in, and now it shifts like friggin' $1,000,000. Well, it doesn't have any leaks, except the brake line. I mean, grill's in good shape. This is a bummer. The rest of the paint's good. It's just raw. The hood's just kind of rusted through. So I'm just going to get a new hood. I found one in the junkyard that's the right color, and it has good paint on it. It's the only place at all where clear coat's coming up. And I got a feeling maybe this hood and fender's been replaced in the past. Maybe not this fender. Well, maybe this fender was replaced, but maybe it was off a truck the same color. But I think this hood might have been painted or something. You see the grill's not original. Or, yeah, you can see the grill's not original. And then here's the bad side. I mean, it's not too bad. Still looks good. Got a bit of a dent here where it got a guy jackknifed the trailer. I'm gonna pull that out. Rusty there. Rusty. It's rusty on this side a bit. Rockers, they got pinholes in them, and that's gonna need rockers at some point. And this part, other side's clean, as there's maybe a little bit of rot in one of the rockers. This door's rusty. I might see if I can get a new door. And it's got all the dents. See if I can find one the right color, that'd be good. Yeah, and bumper's kind of messed up. This door's also rusty. Well, this back door. But this side of the truck is just perfectly clean. There's barely even any dents. Minor little ding here, up here. And, I mean, rust isn't really even starting around the wheel well. Down here, it's not rusting from the back or anything, and it's amazing. Little bit of rocker rust, but pretty much it's just here. That's the only rust on this side of the truck. Is just like right there. I'm amazed on how nice this truck is. Heat works and everything. I even put a pressure gauge on the friggin' AC system, and it's got pressure in it. AC apparently does work. Heat works great. I'll start her up for you. Now it's got a few warning lights. Yeah, it's loud. Check engine light, airbag. It's set for daytime running lights. Dash is falling off. But, I mean, seats are in good shape. Oh, I got a skeleton. I was doing a thing at my work trunk or treat thing out of this thing the other day. Actually, yesterday. Got a new inner door handle for it. I'm going to get a new one of these. I got mirrors off the black truck I'm going to put on this. Runs good. It's a Vortec. Original motor. But it's got an exhaust leak right there. Manifold. Yeah, the inner fender's out of it for some reason. Probably because the guy wanted to fix this. Manifold's leaking and it needs a donut. And that's probably the reason why the check engine light's on. But I mean, doesn't smoke, goes down the road. Transmission shift's good. Transmission shift's pretty good, but it feels like, you can tell it's got some miles on it. It feels like it's got a little bit of, it doesn't shift as firm as I'd like, but actually maybe that's because I'm used to transmission that shifts more firm. I don't know. Just doesn't shift very firm, but it shifts pretty good otherwise. Well, and it goes through all the gears very well. But yeah, it's now my new daily driver. 42-gallon tank. It actually got like pretty good gas mileage on the way home. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be taking storm chasing. I'm going to put my friend Tanner, Ford Automotive, which is actually his birthday today, and he's doing a big thing with it, but I'm going to have to miss all of that because I have to work today. But I was going to be getting tires for the yellow truck, the 3110 5015s. And then I'm parking that for the winter until I can get a new motor in it. Some 3110 5015s, but I'm going to put them on this, even though it's got 60-inch wheels. I'll find a set of wheels which I don't like these alloy wheels that much. I'll find a set of wheels with that's 15-inch and the right bolt pattern, which is 5 on or 5.5 or 6 on 5.5. I think I did in their 15-inch. Same thing actually I have on my trailer back there. Put those on and it should be pretty good. Yeah, and then the right diameter too. They're almost the exact same diameter as these. These are actually 31.6, so it's gonna be slightly smaller, but really not that much. Plus, these don't have much tread on them, and I think that's maybe they don't have much tread, so the diameter's small. It's gonna be about the same. and I'll have a spare then, because I don't think these are going to last too long. And actually, not one of these matches each other. From a distance, like it's white walls out on the back and white walls in on the front, and the fronts have similar tread patterns and the backs have similar tread patterns, but not one of them matches. But still goes down the road okay. I got to put front brake pads and stuff like that. Found a kit on Rock Auto for 53 bucks at pads and rotors. So I'm just gonna pick that up, put that on. Might put brake hoses on too. Brake pedal's still kind of firm, even with I tapped off the rear line. Still pretty firm. Okay, anyways, it's just a nice truck. And this is gonna get me through the winter. It's a fur by fur. It's got the locker in the rear, the posi in the rear. Actually, that reminds me. I found the code on the back of the rear end. I always thought the yellow truck had 410 gears. It actually has 355s, and it is a fucking posi. But the posi doesn't work at all. Oh, I need a radio too. But the posi doesn't work. So I don't know. I was wrong. I could never find the code until I scraped away some grease, and I finally found it, and it's a posi, which is really cool. Is actually pretty rare on those trucks. Anyways, I'm gotta get my ass to work. Runs pretty good, but like I said, it's got a check engine light. Well, and also another thing, I think I might put a different thermostat in, like a winter thermostat, because it stays around 160, and that's like what the yellow truck stays around, and the heat wasn't that. So the heat's okay on this, it just doesn't heat up that fast. So yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Actually, we just had the first snow of the year today, October 26th. Oh yeah. So anyways, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I can just gonna have a nice truck at the end of this. Bye.